Good evening, all, and welcome to West Roxbury Academy here in West Roxbury, Massachusetts. And we got a special one for you tonight here on JHS Media. We have the Impact 16U versus the Impact 18U. A little bit scrimmage age differential, but I think we're ready for a big ball game here. As we were unmuted for the top of the first inning, didn't miss much. 3 groundouts to the shortstop. So quick work by the Impact 18U pitcher. And now we're here at the bottom of the first. And on the mound for Impact 16U is Josie Prolaski. So if I didn't mention already, I'm Anthony Vendetti, your play-by-play announcer, alongside my color announcer, Tyler Holton, also doing the producing, and behind the cameras, Timothy Xoydara. Now, Tyler, this is my first time seeing these ladies in action, playing some softball. You've been covering it a little bit, doing some pictures, doing some streams. What have you seen so far, and who should we be looking out for, especially on both sides?
Well, first things first, this 18U team just won a championship down in Rhode Island last weekend. I believe, one of their first championships. It was a big thing, was all over their social medias this weekend. Meanwhile, the 16U team was a first-round exit after some tough defensive and offensive sides of the ball. Hopefully they clean that up in practice this week. I believe the pitcher today, I don't know if it's her, but I've heard that there is a Harvard commit on this 18U team ready to pitch today. And for the 16U team, I mean, Josie's been a pretty good pitcher for them during the last 2 weeks when they were in Rhode Island. This week you have Maddie McKee behind the plate, Sophie Fish at first. It's a well-rounded team around here in West Roxbury. If they can get it done like they've done before, I've looked into the game changer, they've beaten this 18U team before.
Yeah, it's always great to get practice, especially with more experienced teams, especially this 18U. Like you mentioned, they won a championship. And like you mentioned, we actually did speak to the catcher, Maddie McKee, before the game. She is really prepared with their team. They really want to try and, bounce back from what you said. A couple of misplays happened. See if they can try to bounce back. And there's a ground ball to third. Throw over to first in time for the out. So mark that 5-3. Amelia Simmons, the center fielder, grounds out.
And a good thing to see there. Last weekend, a lot of errors over there on that side of the field at the shortstop third base side. Cleaned it up in practice this weekend.
Yeah, and playing third base is Lily Sampson, number 99. So up steps Ava Bonanno. We have a little timeout call. She's a second baseman for the 18U Impact. First one in the dirt. Bounces off the backstop, 1-0. If you're just now joining us, you haven't missed much. Bottom of the first, 1 out. In the top of the first, Impact 16U batted. 3 straight groundouts to short. So a 1-2-3 inning. Second pitch in the dirt, 2-0. So 2 straight have reached the dirt. Is a 2-0. Put in play and shot to short. Bobbled, regains to over to first. And not in time. Little bang bang play at first right there. And that's going to go down as an E6. And like you mentioned, Tyler, that's something that we have to look out for in this game. A little, bobbling the ball. They almost regained it and got the out. Just barely got there. It looked like the coach from 16U went out, maybe try to review this. Because it did look a little bang bang from where we're sitting.
It was close over there.
And they're gonna reverse the call. So call to New York, like in the MLB.
Little call. I guess they must be watching the stream.
Yeah, they do. We do have the stream here. We have the Game Changer stream. Maybe they try to look back at that. So 2 outs. That's going out as a 6-3. Up will step number 21, Celine Fisher. She is the DH in this one. First one misses inside for a ball. Is the 1-0. That one's inside and low for 2-0. Fisher, like I mentioned, the DH in this one. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Here's a 2-0. Just misses in the inside corner. It's going to be 3-0. So down 3-0 to the number 3 hole hitter. Definitely want to be cautious. Maybe Fisher gets the green light here on 3-0. Taken all the way for strike one. So now in a hitter's count, 3-hole hitter again. This is where you got to watch out as a pitcher, especially when you get to the 3-4 hole. That one's squibbed on the ground. That one's going to go foul.
Right off the end of the bat there. A little slow roller down the first base line.
Yeah,
Foul.
Definitely got her out in front on that one. So from 3-0 to 3-2. See if they can work out of this. Here's the payoff. And that one misses high and in for ball 4. And Fisher will go to first on the walk. The Impact 18U would have loved to have first and second one out, but instead only have a runner on first with 2 outs. And up will step the shortstop, Monica Kelly, who made all 3 plays in the top of the first. Takes that one inside for ball 1. We've seen that a lot this inning from number 22 on the mound. Definitely taking, maybe rushing to throw to home a little bit. A lot of them have hit the dirt. That one just misses low and outside for ball 2. So falling behind 2-0 to Monica Kelly, the cleanup hitter. 2-0. And on the ground to third. Bobbled. See if they can regain throw. The scoop. Not in time. Beautiful pick over there at first. Just not quite in time with the bobble. So that's going to go down as an E5. So now it'll be first and second with 2 outs.
A little bit of a tougher pick over there. We're on turf today, so everything will play true.
Yeah, that's something we've got to mention. You know, the turf, definitely hard to play on. You can never try to know what bounce is coming, especially on the dirt where you can try to play the bounce. First one misses up for ball 1 to Paige Sellen, the catcher today here in this one. There's a 1-0. Just misses inside, 2-0.
Having trouble finding the spot here.
Yeah, at every pitch, it feels like she's missing. It's either in the dirt or just missing on the corners. And again, misses on the inside corner, 3-0. So definitely a tighter zone here today. Not giving the calls just off the plate or on the edges. Shows bunt and takes low for ball 4. So the bases are juiced with 2 outs. Got the first 2 outs quickly and now in a little bit of trouble. 2 walks this inning.
Gonna have a courtesy runner here for the catcher.
Yes, Abby Rosenfield, she is able to be as a courtesy runner. That one misses low, ball 1. So definitely trying to break it open early here in this one as Emma Joyce comes up to the plate, the left fielder in this one. Big spot in the game early, bases loaded, 2 outs. In the dirt, 2-0. Definitely want to get that first strike in there, then start to get in a rhythm. Here's the 2-0. Hit on the ground to third and goes foul. Joyce, like I mentioned, the left fielder in this one. Big spot early in this one. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 2-1 on the way. In the dirt, 3-1. No place to put Joyce, so you got to put something in the zone. Hitters count. And that one's hit foul. So now we're 3-2, full count. Expect the runners to be released on the bases. Bases loaded, 2 outs, full count here in the bottom of the first. Impact playing each other. Hit on the ground to third. Steps on the bag, eat the easy out. And escaping trouble here in the bottom of the first.
A perfect payout pitch there. An easy ground ball to third. Steps right on the bag. Gets out of the jam and keeps it 0-0 here going into the bottom or top of the second, not the bottom.
Yep, after that little bobble by shortstop and by Sampson at third, 2 walks. Impact 18U comes up with nothing. We're going to take a break. We back for the top of the second. So back here for the top of the second. Courtney Lenz on the mound for the Impact 18U. Got a 1-2-3 inning in the first. See what she does here in the top of the second. First one upstairs for ball one to Rosalind McClon, the DH in this one. Oh, hold on, I was looking at the wrong one. It would be Jocelyn Roberts, the left fielder. Looking at the wrong name.
Man, you're doing too much over there.
I know, last minute I had to put the lineups in and I kind of overlooked the wrong one. That one is fouled back our way and out of play. So Roberts on the 2-0, swung away, and it'll be 2-1. That one misses up. So 3-1.
Should be a hitter count here. Gonna see a big swing. Anything she likes, she's gonna take a big hack at here.
Definitely the 16U wants to get on the board early in this one, get some base runners. And that one misses up for ball four. So Roberts, a leadoff walk here in the top of the second. And now coming up to the plate, number 35, the designated hitter, Rosalind McClon. That one misses low. So 5 balls ascending, 1 strike from Lenz after getting an easy top of the first. That one is popped up, foul back here. Heading for the cars.
We've seen a few cars get hit here last week. Some loud bangs.
I mean, if you look back, the cars aren't really that far away from the field, so definitely want to park as far away as you could. That one misses in the dirt, 2-1.
Blocked there by the catcher back there. Gotta be a brick wall here.
Yes, catcher for Impact 18U is Paige Sellin. And that one misses up. 3-1 again. So McClellan definitely in the driver's seat here. 3-1 runner on first. Swing and a miss in the dirt, and that'll be 3-2. Definitely like a drop ball, it looked like. Last second, disappeared from her. Here's the payoff. And on the ground to third. See if they can turn 2. There's 1. No play at first. So the fielder's choice from McClellan will allow her to reach. And Roberts will be out at second. Up to the plate was up Lily Sampson, made an error in the bottom of the first. Definitely looking to rebound after that. Runner goes, throw down to second. Not in time, a stolen base. McClellan puts a runner in scoring position. So that was a strike. Swing and a miss from Sampson. It'll be 0-2. So Lenz definitely getting ahead here on this batter after falling behind the last 2. And the pitch upstairs for ball 1.
Little chase pitch there. No bite.
Yeah, definitely don't hate that pitch selection, trying to make her expand out of the zone. That's what you want to do, especially when you're up 0-2 on the count. That one just gets a piece of it to stay alive. Foul right back to the screen. We remain 1-2.
Shorten up here and try to at least move the runner over.
Definitely want, like I said, you definitely want to get on the board early, especially the 16U going up against the 18U. That one's in the dirt. Ball 2. So definitely climb the ladder for that 0-2 pitch, and then on that one goes down in the dirt. Here's the 2-2. And on the ground foul. Oh, great. Oh.
Coach Mike can't make the play. That's an error right there.
So give an error on the third base coach right there. I honestly thought he had it with the way he pump faked the throw. We'll remain 2-2, and we'll give the error to the third base coach, like you said, Tyler. Here's the 2-2. Just misses high. 3-2.
Battling
Lenz,
back.
yeah, Lenz definitely wanted that call. Maybe just above the letters. So full count, runner on second, 1 out. And on the ground to third. Throw over the first in time. And moving over the third, she's safe. Ball gets thrown over, and now McClellan is going to run home. Throw home, not in time. Impact 16U on the error. Will allow them to get the first run of the game as they take a 1-0 lead.
Well, there's no fence over there. That's the first thing I'm going to say. If she put her hands up, runner scores anyways, the ball's out of play. She tried to make the throw from the concrete over there. There's no fence over there on both sides of the foul line.
There's a ground ball back to the pitcher by McKee. Throw over to first in time. But the damage is done. Impact 16U on the board first. 1-0 lead after the E3 thrown over. McClellan scores. Impact 16U 1. Impact 18U trying to tie the score up in the bottom of the second. We'll be back. Back here for the bottom of the second. Impact 16U on the board first here in this one. On the RBI, if you want to call it that, Lily Sampson grounded to third. Throw was made over to first, but then it was Chloe Carvalho that made the throw over, allowing McClellan to score. First pitch here in the bottom of the second is a strike to Sienna and Deck. It's going to be Joey Whitney, the second baseman, lines one into right field and making the catch for the first out. So great barrel right there from Whitney, just right at the right fielder.
Well, as some people say, good swing, you out.
Yeah, that's basically what it was right there. Great swing, great barrel, just right at the right fielder. Here's Lenz on the ground to first. Fish picks it up, applies the tag, and 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the second.
18U not living up to the underdog here.
Yeah, maybe we might see a little bit of an upset here. 16U trying to pull it off as Coley Carvalho steps up to the dish after making that error over the third, allowing McClain to score. With a 1-0 count, she's up early. So ground ball back up the middle and through for a base hit. So she makes up for it with a single up the middle, right back at the pitcher. And a 2-out single here in the bottom of the second. So that'll bring up the right fielder, Serena Swan, number 33. 2 outs, runner on first. In the dirt, great block there by McKee.
And based on the batting stance, what pitch do you think she's waiting for?
I wonder what pitch it is. I think, if I were to guess, fastball.
I think she's waiting on that inside fastball to turn on it, crowding the plate, literally right on the batter's box line.
Maybe a pull hitter. She did get that inside pitch, but fouled off into the tennis courts, and 0-2 is the count. So definitely challenged her with that one. Swan just misses it a little bit late.
See something outside here, a little chase pitch.
Here's the 0-2. Strike 3 looking. Gets her on the outside corner. A little confusion here. I
No one knows what the count was, I guess.
I believe it was strike three.
I
Umpire
think
says
it
strike
was.
three, so that's
Someone-
going to do it here in the bottom of the second.
Someone pull up the replay, look it back, see if it was 3 strikes. I don't know.
Maybe we'll call New York for this one as well. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 girl left. We back for the top of the third. Back here at West Roxbury, Massachusetts, Impact 6U versus Impact 8U. We want to give them a big thank you for allowing us to come out here. They've allowed Tyler and Timmy to come back out here to take pictures, run some streams, and now I'm out here doing some broadcasting with Tyler Holton, Timothy behind the cameras. So top of the third, 1-0 Impact 16U. Sienna Indek, the right fielder, will lead it off, making a catch in the bottom of the second, takes outside for ball 1. This is a 1-0. And on the ground to second. Easy throw over. And gets the first out here in this one. Well, beside that one fielder's choice and walk, that's really been the difference in the game. Bunch of errors. Well, I shouldn't say a bunch of errors. One key error was really the main story in this one. This is why Impact has the lead. Now misses upstairs. You know, like Tyler mentioned in the pregame, you know, if Impact 16U can just clean it up on the defensive side, they can easily win a lot of ball games because they do have the hitting. Line down the right field, left field line. Just hooks foul.
Just barely missed the base.
And I look from over here, it looked like it might have just went over the base, but just a little bit foul, and it'll be 1-2. Celia Mitchell, the second baseman, faces the 1-2. Up and in, a little chin music for ball 2. Kind of the back off my plate.
I mean, it's one way to do it.
Hit on the ground to third. Been a vacuum over there at third base. And gets the put out. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the third inning.
Ton of spin on that one. That one just died right away off the bat.
Third baseman Joey Whitney has really been a vacuum over there at third base.
Flashing the leather. That's all
Exactly.
it is.
Bridget Puccino steps up to the dish. She has no position on my scorebook. Kind of confused. There's already a DH in this one, and
She most likely is
that one's
out.
hit in the air to left center field. And camping under easily, making the catch for the third out.
I believe she's somewhere out in the outfield, if anything.
Might be. I'm not 100% sure of all the softball rules, but I do have a DH, but she has no position. But that's going to do it here in the top of the third inning, a 1-2-3 inning. We back for the bottom of the third. Top of the order for the Impact 18U. Amelia Simmons, she grounded out to third in the first inning.
18U now going to have to restart it here from the top, down 1.
Yeah, the second time through the lineup. Little pause. Now here we go. Play ball here in the bottom of the third. Here's the first pitch. Right back. Oh, what a snag.
Shot
Flashed before her eyes, making the catch.
Shot right back at the pitcher. Put the glove up, and there's the ball.
Well, if you can't say pitchers can't field, I think right there just sums up. You guys got to stop talking about that. Flashing the letter right back at her. What a play.
Quick first out for them.
So now we got Ava Bonamo, the second baseman. She grounded to short on that little bobble that they overturned the call. That one misses. Well, we've seen a lot of barrels this game, just right at the fielders, and that one is probably the most unlucky, right at the pitcher. And thankfully she snagged that. That was coming right at her.
Well, if Josie didn't get her glove out, that would have been a single all day.
Yeah, definitely. She definitely wanted to do self-protection right there, but then somehow pulled it in.
I think they call that a web gem.
Again, they say pitchers can't field. 3-1 is the count on Bonano here in the bottom of the third. Hitters count. Hit on in the hitter's right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. So Bonano on the 3-1 hitters count. Puts it in play and gets a single and passes the baton to Celine Fisher, who's walked already in this one.
You have to believe that maybe this 18U is responding to the different maybe pitch speed. Who knows who they faced last week?
I mean, it definitely could be a possibility, yeah. Trying to time up the new pitcher, especially now your second time through the order. You've already faced her once. See what happens here in the bottom of the third. Fisher on the ground to third, just foul.
Well, both third basemen and shortstops have been hard at work.
Yeah, especially. And then you got the pitcher who's making unbelievable snags. But definitely the left side of the infield today for both squads have been really busy, like you said. That one misses up. Looked like Bonano wanted to take off on that one. He says no.
Close the door on that one.
There's a 1-1 on the way to Fisher. In the dirt. And again, Bonano getting that big lead over at first. Wouldn't be shocked. Maybe you see a throw over by McKee. That one misses up, ball 3. So 3-1 now on the 3-hole hitter. With a runner on first. Definitely a tough spot.
Gonna see a challenge pitch.
That one's hit down the left field line, and that one hooks foul.
Well, there was the challenge pitch, and just out in front of it.
Man, we've seen a lot of close calls, especially on the lines for both squads. So after almost being a double down the line, we're going to have a 3-2 count here on Fisher. Runner on first. Here's the payoff. Inside corner, got her looking. Strike 3, a big punch out right there as Fisher goes down looking.
She did not like that call. Instantly turned around with some anger there. And
well, the saying in both baseball and softball, if it's close on 2 strikes, you got to swing. First one, outside corner, clips it for strike 1. On Monica Kelly, she reached on the E5 back in the first. 0-1. Just misses the corner, trying to go right back to that first pitch. And we 1-1. McKee trying to give Fish a look over at first base, maybe indicating a throw over at some point, as that one is launched into the parking lot foul.
Oof, just missed
short.
That. Just missed that truck over there.
My goodness. That was middle to Kelly, just out in front of it. That could have been sent a long way. But now it's 1-2. Impact 16U can take a breath after that one. Now we'll see if she can expand out of the zone, especially in the 4-hole. Outside, ball 2. And again, that look over at first by McKee.
Could possibly see that right knee snap down and a throw over. A little back pick over there at first.
Yeah, you can see the Benino on first base maybe trying to taunt her a little bit. Did she go? No, she didn't. Almost gets her on the check swing, and it's going to be a full count. I think pitcher liked that call, maybe thought she went around. So full count, Benino will be off at first with 2 outs. The payoff. Hit back up the middle and through for a base hit in the left field. Staying at second is Benino, so almost again, 22 snagged it in the air, but this time gets by her, and we're going to have 2 runners on with 2 outs. So Paige Sellin will come up the catcher in this one. She walked her first plate appearance. First one to her. Just misses the corner for ball 1. We've seen her try to target that outside corner all game. She's gotten it a couple times, but maybe just missing off. Tries the inside corner and misses for ball 2. Again, these pitchers are not missing by much. You can see it on your screen right now. They're not missing by much. Here's a line drive into right field, the base hit. That one's bobbled by the right fielder, and that's going to allow Benito to come all the way around to score. And on the E9, Impact 18U has tied this ball game up, and it's a brand new ball game.
It's going to be a courtesy.
Courtesy, yep. It's going to be Abby Rosenfield. So give Paige the RBI, but it is an E9, allowing Kelly to go to third and Benito to score.
A little different rule from baseball. If you're coming from a baseball knowledge and softball.
That one is lined into right field and making the catch. So stranding a runner on third. What were you going to say, Tyler?
And well, if you're coming from a baseball knowledge like me and Ant here, usually if you're the pitcher or the catcher, you're on first. You're running anyways. Here in softball, if you're a catcher or you're a pitcher, you get a courtesy runner. You should get to stay in the game on the defensive side. If you're a pitch runner, there's no defensive sub unless it's made clear to the umpire.
See, this is knowledge that you know from watching the past 2 to 3 weeks of softball, and I have not known. But we're going to take a quick break. Going to the top of the 4th. We have a brand new ball game, folks.
Probably that HDMI is probably poopy.
So here in the top of the 4th, it's a brand new ball game. Impact 18U scores 1 in the bottom of the 3rd. That'll be the pitchers, Proskozili. Lined and just foul. My goodness, it might have went just over the orange bag, and another close call on the line.
That one was close.
Proskozili trying to, get herself on base. Try to start something here in the top of the 4th. Try to get Impact 16U back in front. Definitely want to stay in front of the 18U the whole game. Now it misses up for ball 1.
It's a tough one there. I mean, it is kind of hard to tell with the orange and white bag which one is the legal one if it hits.
Yeah, it definitely is. I could imagine maybe you might mess up one of the calls if it somehow goes over the orange base, and they might maybe call it fair. That one popped up in the air to right field. Coming over as a center fielder, making the play. So kind of stole the right fielder's fly ball right there, but either way, gets the first out here in the top of the fourth.
Well, I can only imagine that center fielder was going me on the whole way there, making sure there's no collision.
So lefty Mary Katie Powers comes up to the dish. And a swing and a miss on the pitch in the dirt. 0-1. Top of the lineup is waiting on deck. Maybe try to get on base and turn the lineup over. That one is upstairs for ball one. Powers, this is her first at bat of the game. They are batting 12. That one just misses upstairs, 2-1. Swing and a miss on the outside pitch. Tyler also brought up to me a rule that I did not know about. If the ball bounces in the dirt and hits you, it is considered a walk. I honestly did not know that, as Powers goes down swinging on that one for the second out.
Yeah, weird rule there. And the other rule is you have to get out of the box if it's coming at you, or they will call that on you. You have to make an attempt to get out of the way of the pitch.
That one is fouled back here and onto the tennis courts. A couple close calls, people playing tennis behind us.
Might have hit us in the press box if we were in Johnston.
Yeah, I do have history with that. Back in May, or I want to say maybe the beginning of June, we called a high school softball playoff game, and the fences were not that high. There's a single left field ripped by Kelly, and she gets a 2-out single.
But Kelly shortens up right there and rips a single into left.
Beautiful piece of hitting right there. But as I was saying, when I was back in Johnston, me and my buddy Matt, we called the game for the Johnston High School softball playoffs. The fences were very short above near our press box, and we probably had about maybe 3 to 4 foul balls come back, and one of them actually did hit me, protected my face with the hand. Definitely did sting for a couple of innings, but then another one came back up, and I had to get out of the way of that one. We had to actually protect our MacBook. That's our streaming device that we use.
It's a lot of foul balls flying into that press box.
And unfortunately, I had to get hit by one of them. Just my luck. The 1-1, swing and a miss.
Hey, they tell you to bring the glove to the ballpark. None of us did.
Yeah, I guess it goes for broadcasters as well. You know, some broadcasters do have a history with that. That one is fouled off third base dugout.
Almost off the foot there. That wouldn't have felt too good.
Oh, just missed her. I think maybe just hit in front of the box because it did look like it was going to hit her foot. Here's a 1-2 on the center fielder. That one just gets a piece to stay alive. Comes hits the backstop. McKedrick is the center fielder for Impact 16U. She grounded out to short, one of the 3 grounded to short victims back in the top of the first that you missed. Runner takes off on the way to second and missing the tag, so a stolen base by Kelly puts a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. So 2 stolen bases from Impact 16U, definitely taking advantage of the arm. Swing and a miss. Strikeout by Lenz right there to get out of the inning. Leaves runner at second. 1-1. We're going to the bottom of the fourth. Impact 18U looking to take the lead. We'll be back.
Raffle tickets being sold at 1 for 5, 5 for $10, and 20 for 20. We're also selling our Swimmer t-shirts here down by the pub all weekend at $25. And we are selling waters at $2 each or 3 for 5. We accept Venmo and cash, so come down by the tent. Thank you much for your continued support.
Back here in the bottom of the fourth inning from West Roxbury, Massachusetts. Again, we want to give the Impact a big thank you for allowing us to come out here, broadcast. We just heard from the umpire, there are 33 minutes left in the game. There is a time limit. I believe it's an hour and a half, but at this rate of the game, we're already in the bottom of the fourth. We might be able to get a full 7-inning game in here unless we go to extra innings.
I do not know if extra innings will be played in pool play. I know the playoffs, they will go until someone wins. We saw someone last week, or two teams, I should say, last week go into the 11th.
So leading off here in the bottom of the fourth, Joey Whitney, the third baseman, definitely plays the hot corner well. Definitely stops a lot of the softballs going her way. Takes a strike right down the middle. She grounded out to third, but the 5 unassisted tag third, end of the inning. That one is lined into left field and making the catch. Almost overran the ball at the left fielder. And that's going to be the first out here in the bottom of the fourth. So up is the pitcher, Courtney Lenz. Is a ground ball through the hole for a base hit. So Lenz with a 1-out single here in the bottom of the fourth, looking to start something for the Impact 18U.
Snuck by the gloves of Mitchell and Fish over there, and easy single on the ground.
Lefty sweet spot right there, right in between the second base and first base gap. Definitely put it well. So up was up Chloe Carvalho. She singled to center back in the second inning. That one in there for a strike. Top of the zone, clips it. Be 0-1. That one is lined right back at the pitcher and through for a base hit. It looked like it might have knocked out off the second baseman, but it's not going to be going as an error. It's going to be a hit. And just like that, Chloe has 2 hits on the day. So up steps Serena Swan, the right fielder. She has the stance of really trying to pull the ball, but she does have a runner on first and second.
Corners are in here, maybe looking for a bunt.
And just like you said, the bunt was shown, but definitely pulled back in time. It's going to be 1-0. Yeah, you definitely see Fish and Sampson in on the corners looking for the bunt.
Well, I know who.
Bunt is put down. It's going to roll just foul. Oh, my goodness. That was almost a beautiful bunt.
A lot of spin on that softball. Spins right out of play.
That was almost, if there wasn't a lot of spin on that one, that would have been a beautiful bunt right down the third base line. And honestly, they could have beat it out because there was no one at first base to cover. Doesn't show bunt there. Now we hear someone's car alarm in the background.
Foul ball hasn't even hit a car yet. Oh, no.
2-1 on Swan. Swing and a miss. A little bit like a rise ball right there. It'll be 2-2. So definitely a big out right here. Try to get 2 outs with 2 runners on. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Inside pitch gets Swan, challenged her. You saw that stance like Towell mentioned back in her first plate appearances, but she's going to go down. That's her second punch out of the day.
I guess we're not turning off the car alarm.
Definitely trying to scramble whose car that is. But Amelia Simmons will step up to the plate 0 for 2. She's the one that lined right back to the pitcher on the unfortunate hit outside corner for strike 1. So definitely being a little bit more cautious with her pitch selection, especially on the mound. Maybe try not to get a little comebacker right back at her. Now misses up 1-1. Simmons grounded to third in the first, and like I mentioned, she was the victim that lined right back to the pitcher, making that unbelievable catch, snagging it out of the air. 1-1. Pop foul over the right side and into the tennis courts again.
Seems like it's a target over there. There's been multiple foul balls hit into the tennis courts now.
Yeah, definitely if you're over there playing tennis, got to be Really cautious of the foul balls coming. So 1 and 2 up in the count. Can try to expand the zone. Now when it's popped up on the infield, camped under it, and making the catch to retire the side.
Celia,
Getting out of the big first and second jam.
Celia Mitchell made that play, by the way, Vendetti. And still 1-1 here going into the top of the fifth. And you would think that, you know, the age difference would play a factor, but now this one's competitive going into the top of the fifth.
Famous quote I always, you know, live by. You got to play the level of your competition, man. Right now, the Impact 18U maybe kind of underestimated them. But we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be going to the top of the fifth, 1-1 game. Top 5 here in West Roxbury, Massachusetts. And one of the power threats, Tyler has mentioned to me, Sophie Fish coming to the dish. She grounded out to short in the first inning, her first play appearance. And Tyler, like I said, you mentioned that you have seen her hit a couple of home runs.
Well, she hit one out in Cranston, and she hit one out here last week. Always a power threat now.
So let's see, here we go. First pitch to Fish. Just misses outside for ball 1. Definitely has that high leg kick. Trying to get the power ready.
It kind of reminds me of Aaron Judge. You know, huge leg kick.
Huge leg kick and definitely a power threat. In the dirt for ball 2. So 2-0 on Fish.
Pitcher must be listening to us. Doesn't want to give her one in the zone right now.
Definitely right. 2-0. A little bit out in front of it, 2-1.
A little off speed there. It looked like a drop ball.
Yeah, definitely got around in front. On a 2-0 count, definitely looking for a fastball down the middle, but out in front. 2-1 to Fish. Upstairs, 3-1. So Lenz falls behind, 3-1. Hitters count to Fish. See if she challenges her or tries to be a little bit cautious. Now one's hit into left center field on the run in the gap. And that ball's over the fence for a home run.
And there it is, the power threat. Sophie Fish goes deep again.
How about that? You like I said, challenged her with a 3-1 pitch and puts it over the left center field wall. And Lenz, all you can do is smile after that one.
Sophie Fish turns on one to the left center. That same ball was probably hit there last week. She loves hitting it to left center, a little pull hitter. Like I said, big leg kick, Aaron Judge, and shows off the power on the homer.
That was a bullet home run. I honestly, from what we're looking at, I honestly didn't even know if that got out for a second because it does look like a weird dimension in the outfield. I can't really tell if it went out. Almost looked like it hit the camera, but 2-1, Impact 6U takes the lead in a solo home run by Sophie Fish.
Let me tell you, I looked over to my right and I saw Timmy holding his breath with the camera being out there. That ball was hit right that way.
I know our cameraman, Timothy Xoydara, definitely wants to be really cautious of all his cameras out there. Maybe moving to the better spot next time. Ground ball to third, gets through for a base hit. So Jocelyn Roberts follows up that home run with a single. Now only passes baton to Rosalind McClellan, who reached on the fielder's choice. And she definitely, if she gets on base, she can definitely show off that speed.
Well, Homer might change this offense. Now you might see some shorter swings, maybe a couple singles, and this game could get out of hand really fast for the 18Us.
Yeah, a little upset alert. This Impact 16U trying to pull it off against the Impact 18U, which you've said have won a championship. So maybe trying to play a little bit of spoil ball. That one's on the ground to short. Diving stop. And she's going to have no play. She's just going to get it right back to the pitcher, but a great stop over there. So
Hey.
now we have first and second with nobody out.
Got to do what you have to do to hold the runner on second.
It's better just to eat it at that point, you know. risk making any try to bad throw, and we're going to have a meeting on the mound.
Well, this one could turn around quick. Runners in first and second now. Lily Sampson can make this a two-run ball game. And it looks pitch and change.
We're going to have a pitching change.
A little unusual call there.
And it's going to be Celine Fisher. So she's going to come to the mound. She was the DH in this one. I think she was planned to come in for the relief. But like we said, this inning, Sophie Fish led off with a home run on the 3-1 count. Then Jocelyn Roberts, the left fielder, followed up with a single to left. And then Rosalind McClellan, second time getting on base today with the single to short. Just aided over there, getting it back to the pitcher, risking any bad throw. But definitely, they're about 9 outs away from closing this one out. Impact 16U just has to play some clean defense, get by the tough hitters in this lineup. Looking at Celine Fisher on the mound, definitely throwing some gas, maybe a
little too hard in those first two, but finding zone now.
Yeah, she's definitely powering the ball in there.
Umpires asking for someone to move. I don't know what that was.
There is someone warming up I can see for Impact 16U. Look like in the bullpen, look like a southpaw. Taking off a third on the drop ball. So in there is going to be Jocelyn Roberts. She reaches on the drop ball. So first and third runners on the corners. On the mound. So on the mound, Tyler just told me she is actually a Harvard commit. So big congratulations to her. That is an unbelievable accomplishment. And in there looking for strike three is Simpson. She goes down on strikes for the first out.
Well, now you're going to see a battle here. Maddie McKee stepping up to the dish.
Yeah, Maddie McKee, she grounded out to the pitcher back in the second inning. We did talk to her. Just found out she was a big Bobby Dahlback fan.
A big Bobby Dahlback fan. Oh, boy. What a Red Sox legend he was.
Yeah, she showed us one of her Crocs. She actually has a Red Sox logo and Bobby Dahlback's number. She actually has a signed jersey. A lot of information of Bobby Dahlback.
Too much Bobby Dahlback.
First day seeing this and already found probably Bobby Dahlback's biggest fan as she goes down on strikes. So 2 straight punch outs for Fisher here in the top of the 5th.
Maybe a Bobby Dahlback type at bat there.
Yeah, Bobby Dahlback did definitely have his struggles with Boston and Worcester. So up steps Sienna Indecht, the right fielder. Runners on second and third. A base hit could potentially score 2 and make this a 4-1 game. That one is lined foul. A little bit late on that one. Definitely get the load up a little bit sooner. She could definitely put one in the outfield.
Seems like the corners are in. Oh, no, back to normal depth. No. Third baseman moving in. Maybe expecting some type of bunt here.
Be surprising to see with 2 outs and now 2 strikes. See if Indeck can put one in play with 2 strikes. That one misses low, ball 2.
Well, now you have to think that the 18U coach here was probably saving his Harvard commit for later in the tournament, now having to use her in the first game against the 16U
That one is
team.
lined into right field, 1 run scores. See if they send her. They're going to send her to the plate. We're going to have a plate. It's going to be cut off in a rundown, and that one is dropped by the catcher. And running to second is Indeck. Runs around second, takes a turn, but a 2-run double. We'll actually call it a 2-run single, reaches on the second on the throw. And just like that, Impact 16U has now a 4-1 lead.
kind of a weird play there. She kind of stopped in the middle of the line. The decision was go home with it and couldn't handle the throw. That one just changed the game completely. Now a 3-1 lead for the underdogs, the 16U team.
From 2-1 to 4-1. Definitely bigger hill to climb as Mitchell lines that one foul. It'll be 0-2.
Definitely a change of speed here. Now you're going to see earlier load-ups. Swing's got to be short and on time. If not, you're going to see a lot of balls fly to right field.
So Mitchell down 0-2 in the count with Indeck on second. Let's see if they can try to get her in. 0-2 from Fisher. Way up, goes to the backstop, and on her way to third is Indeck. So she will reach down the wild pitch.
By the way, the team refers to her as Maddie's wife. Just to get that out, Maddie McKee and her are, according to the team, married. Not really, but.
And a swing and a miss by Mitchell. But damage is done by Impact 16U. They scored 3 here in the top of the fifth. First, by the Sophie Fish solo home run to lead it off. Then Sienna Indeck, the 2-run single. And let's see, Impact 18U has a hill to climb. We'll be back. Back here in the bottom of the fifth, Impact 16U knocking on the door, 4-1 lead. We are your crew from JHS Media. I'm your play-by-play announcer, Anthony Vendetti. My color, Tyler Holton, also producing, and Timothy Xoydara behind the cameras. We want to shout out our advisor, Mr. Reed, who is tuning in. He saw us call that Sophie Fish home run, and he immediately texted Tyler Holton saying, "Wow, you guys really called that."
Oh,
And
I don't. What's the call on that?
And I don't know what happened there, as we were just talking about our advisor, Mr. Reed. I
think she
yes,
got,
that's going to be called a ball.
I think she got that arm a little bit too inside, hit it right off her thigh, and
that's all you can do is smile on the 2-0. The pop up, giving it a look, and just out of play. So definitely odd pitch right there, you know.
At least no one was on the bases. You know, in baseball it would be a balk. I don't know what the ruling is here.
Just call it a ball, and that would be 2-1. Like we said, Mr. Reed, our advisor, tuning in. Want to shout him out, making this whole thing happen. Our big advisor, definitely big fan of this as well. And there's a foul ball off the screen.
Well, I don't think anyone expected when we first started this with iPhone clip-on mics and an iPhone camera to get money to now working for NFHS in the winter and the spring, and now we're in West Roxbury, Massachusetts.
Now it is lined in the left field and easily making the catch right there. That'll be 1 out as Bonito goes down.
Well,
go back to what you were saying. Yeah, we started with iPhone mics and iPhones. We had to stream off just personal Instagram accounts. We couldn't even stream off our own Instagram JHS Media account. Then we upgraded to headsets and microphones, and then now we have the original headsets that broadcasters use. And now, like you mentioned, we started back at our school, and then we went to NFHS, and now getting the opportunity to cover some travel. And Fisher takes one off the forearm. That definitely does not feel good.
Was it the forearm, or did she catch it off the chest?
I believe it was either the forearm or the elbow.
Well, shakes it off right away, gets over the first. Just needed to walk it off a little bit. It's okay.
Yeah, definitely fine. She slammed the bat down, maybe trying to spark your team a little bit after that hit by pitch.
Well, you're down 3 here in the bottom of the 5th, and time limit is looming.
So up is out Monica Kelly, the shortstop. She is 1 for 1 on the game. She singled to center in the 3rd, and she reached on an error. That one's in the dirt. Taking off is Fisher. McKee, no throw, so.
Eats that one after the block. Kind of played true there.
So we'll call that one a wild pitch. So Fisher now in scoring position for Kelly. That one just misses the inside corner. Like you mentioned, 22, she's really been trying to paint those corners, live on the edges, but just missing. Sometimes getting the call, but just missing outside. That one misses high. It's going to be 3-0. So definitely some trouble. We did see the southpaw for Impact 6U warming up. Shows bunt, takes it, and that will be a walk. So 2 runners on, and that brings a tying run to the plate, Paige Sellen. And maybe Sellen can give Impact 6U a taste of their own medicine after that solo home run. So warming up. My goodness, I didn't even see it. Delay steal. So delay steal by Fisher, trying to get some revenge after that hit by pitch. I was getting ready to show the name of the person I was warming up, and we have a timeout called. Person warming up for Impact 60 was Kat McKedrick.
You're going to go first and third play here just in case she takes off for second.
Yeah, so give Fisher the stolen base on the delay steal. That one's on the ground and through for a base hit. Paige Sellen immediately with a runner on third cashes in. So that delay steal comes back to haunt Impact 6U, and it's now a 4-2 ball game. The lead is cut in half. Now we're going to have a courtesy runner. Abby Rosenfield will come back in again. She's been busy all day.
Guess the courtesy runner makes the money tonight.
Definitely right. She's definitely been busy all night. So now Emma Joyce steps up to the plate. She is 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. Shows bunt, doesn't pull it back, but the ball does get away from McKee, and both runners have now moved into scoring position. The tying run is standing on second base, so a base hit to the outfield could tie this game up.
Well, the courtesy runner was put in, and I mean, she's got to be pretty good speed-wise.
So 1-1 on Joyce. Like I mentioned, 0 for 2, but this is a spot where you can make up for base hit, could tie the game. Just up high. Wanted the call right there.
I think she was asking where it missed.
Umpire did say it was high, so 2-1. And like it said, the courtesy runner on second base. That speed could come into play on a base hit to the outfield. And that one misses up. Maybe looking for that one. Maybe that did look a little bit high. But hitters count on Emma Joyce. 3-1. Clips the inside corner, strike 2. So a big punch out right here would be huge for Impact 16U. Here's the payoff. Just gets a piece to stay alive. When I see just gets a piece, I mean that hit the top of the bat.
Just barely even hear the tip.
So we're going to remain at a full count. Joyce has a big opportunity to tie this game up. We do it again. Line down the left field line, a base hit. 1 run will score, and hanging at third is a courtesy runner, Rosenfield. And moving to second on the RBI double is Emma Joyce. And just like that, it's a 4-3 ball game.
Maybe a pitching change here is going to be the call, and let's see what happens here.
Roberts got to that ball really fast, so that allowed Rosenfield to stay put at third. And I think we are going to have a pitching change.
The southpaw.
And out to the field is going to be, I think she's going to be going to right field. So like I mentioned, the southpaw, it will be Kat McKettrick will be coming into the game to try and escape a second and third, 1 out here in this one. And Tyler, what a game we've had so far.
Competitive, and that's what you want to see out of the first game as it gets chilly here in West Roxbury. And what's weird here is McKee is usually not the catcher when she pitches. It's kind of like a Brian Bale, Chris Sale type thing. She pitches to the backup catcher or the second catcher, whatever you want to call it. This is new. This usually doesn't happen, which could lead to McKee taking first next inning. You'll see Fish move out to center, and their backup catcher will come in. Or they leave McKee in for the rest of the game and keep her behind the dish.
There have been a little bit of drop balls by McKee, but other than that, she has been a wall back there. Beside the warm-up pitch right there.
Announcer's jinx. Announcer's jinx.
As I was saying that, of course, when the pitch was thrown, of course, that happens. But looking ahead for Impact 18U, it's going to be Joey Whitney who will be the batter with second and third, 1 out. All because of the inning opening line out to left field. Then after that, a hit by pitch, then a walk, a RBI single, and then an RBI double.
Well, a little bit of closer action here. I mean, second and third, this is a opportunity to come in and close the door.
Oh, a great stop right there by McKee. Definitely saved the run right there.
Anything in the dirt needs to be blocked now. It needs to be in front of the plate.
So when they're a catcher, this is when the nerves started kicking. You got to keep everything in front. Outside corner, strike one. 1-1.
Well, most catchers are going to go down to a knee here, maybe just to make the block easy. And there it is. One knee down, and there's the outside pitch.
Yeah, these Impact 16U pitchers have really been working the corners all game. So 1 and 2 on Joey Whitney. She's 0 for 2, 2 lineouts.
A lineout would be kind of beneficial here if it's deep enough.
Sac fly could tie the game up. Down low. And now we're going to have a full count. There is a base open, so Impact 60, you could try to set up the potential double play, but definitely want to get a punch out right now. The payoff. Just misses outside. Didn't miss by much. And the bases are juiced for Courtney Lenz, who was the starter in this one.
Gonna have to have the infield in most likely here.
Don't see it. It looks like maybe the third baseman is playing a little bit in. That one is fouled back. Big spot right here for Courtney Lenz. Like I mentioned, she did give up 3 runs in this one. Or, excuse me, yeah, it was 3 runs. She did leave the game, and a runner did score on her. 0-1 on Lenz. Right down the middle, strike 2.
McCormick's going to look to keep the starter's ERA the same. Most of these runners will not be her earned runs if they score.
That one gets away from McKee, goes all the way to the first base dugout. The person on the score right behind her. No one covering home, and just like that, Impact 18U takes the lead on a pass ball.
Well, there's the mental mistakes. The mental mistake, no pitcher doesn't cover home, and a horrible bounce off the catcher's gear of McKee leads to a 2-run pass ball.
That's definitely tough. You know, like we were just talking about, when you're in the clutch like this is really when you need to keep everything in front. But it got away from her. And now I think the courtesy runner is now going to come up to bat for Chloe Carvello.
Yep, umpire says 13 for 23.
So she just did score, and now she's coming up to the plate, runner on third. And a great stop by McKee right there. Keeps the runner at third.
Good stop there. Most catchers are going to be turning their body to the left to make sure that ball stays on the plate. She kind of just picked it on the slide.
Yeah, she had 2 blocks this inning, and then that one that really is costly. Got all the way to the first base dugout. That one is popped up on the infield. Fish camping under it, makes the play, and now will retire the side. Impact 18U responds after 16U scores 3 in the top of the 5th. An eventful 5th inning here in this one as 18U now has the lead. We're going to the top of the 6th. We'll be back. So last chance here for the Impact 16U. The umpire just called this is the last inning. Impact 16U is down by 1. You know, let's see if we can get a little rally. Impact 16U has been scoring all game. So let's see if they have any rally left in them. It'll be Bridget Pacino to lead it off. She flied out to center her first at bat. So here we go. Harvard commit Fisher is on the mound. Let's see if Impact 16U can stage a comeback. Here's the first offering. That one is low. Well, especially against a flame-throwing pitcher like this, you want to get on base any way you can. So try to take as many pitches as you can, and then when you finally see a good one, put that one in play. Climbs the ladder right there, strike 1.
You're going to have to be patient here. You're going to have a long at-bat against her. Hopefully find the pitch, the one mistake pitch that each pitcher has usually.
That one clips the letters, 1 and 2. So Pacino looking to get on base to lead off the inning with the starter on deck. Swing and a miss. Foul tipped into the mitt for strike 3, and that'll be the first out. So Josie Proskowski will come to the dish. She started this game, had a rough bottom of the 5th inning. That's why Impact took the lead. Catches the outside corner, 0-1. Definitely want to start being aggressive right now. Put anything you can in play. Up high, ball 1. Mary Kate Powers waits on deck. She struck out her first at bat. Maybe try to get the bottom of the lineup on to then turn it over to the top. That one clips the knees, 1 and 2. So definitely try to protect the plate now. Shorten up your swing, try to get on base any way you can. 1-2. Up high, 2 and 2. Try to get her to expand out of the zone, especially while she's up in the count.
Fisher trying to make this one a successful save.
Yeah, this is a save situation. Actually, for her, it'd be a win as there's another strikeout tipped into the mitt. 2 outs now, and 16U is down to their final out. So 16U had a 4-1 lead, quickly erased in the bottom of the 5th after 4 were scored by the 18U. As the first strike right there, the Powers. Outside corner again, 0-2. So Impact 16U down to their final strike. See if Powers can shorten up. 0-2. Down low. Almost had Powers offering at that one, but it holds back.
Tried to get the chase pitch there.
1-2 on the way. Got her swinging. Fisher strikes out the side to end the top of the 6th.
Ends that one quickly, and 18U turns it around in the bottom of the 5th, and now a loss to the 16U team. 18U pulls out their first win of this weekend after winning a ring last weekend.
Well, despite the loss that 16U played, you got to respect the effort that they had. They played a great game. Can only imagine like the huddle that they're gonna have. You guys played a great game, you know, really good to the last inning, and then bottom of the fifth, 18U turned it around and said, no, you're not gonna upset us. We're not gonna let that happen. And Fisher with 3 strikeouts in the top of the 6th to close it out. Impact 18U takes this one in the first game tonight.
Well, we're going to see the 18U team go again here for the second game of the night as the lights turn on and the weather gets a little colder.
I know I can already start feeling to get a little bit cold. It's really unusual, especially in the summer. Maybe you should have brought a jacket. I know you brought one, but maybe I kind of screwed up with that one, not bringing a jacket. But that's all I got right here from the Impact 18U versus Impact 16U little scrimmage. What a game this was. Definitely to call. Had some big moments in this one. Almost had an upset, but Impact 18U says no. And I think that's all I got. Is that anything else you want to say, Tyler, before we take a break?
We can pull up what the next game is going to be for you right now. I'm going to let everyone know that it's going to be the East Coast Bandits and the 18U Impact team here to go at 8:15. So they're going to warm up a little bit here. Maybe not Impact as much, but the Bandits are going to warm up. And we're going to have a first pitch at 8:15.
Well, that's all I got. Well, what a game this was. That's only the starter one to this one, and I'm excited to see these two talented softball clubs go at it, but that's all I got from the first game. I'm Anthony Vendetti, your play-by-play announcer, alongside my color announcer and producer, Tyler Holton, Timothy Xoydara behind the cameras. We are your crew from JHS Media, honored to be out here in West Roxbury, Massachusetts for Blue Hills Impact Softball. We can't thank them enough for allowing us for this opportunity. It's just unbelievable what we've gone through with JHS Media, just growing every single month. And that's all we got. We're going to take a quick break before the second game. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back at 8:15 for first pitch. Good evening all, welcome back here to West Roxbury Academy here in West Roxbury, Massachusetts for game 2 of the doubleheader here tonight. You just saw, if you tuned in, you saw the Impact 16U versus the Impact 18U. What a game that was. And now we're in for one of the main events of the night. We have the 18U Impact versus the 18U Bandits. This is going to be a heck of a game. I'm ready for it. Tyler, do you have any insight you want to mention on either of the teams?
We just saw the 18U team come back down a huge deficit and now defending their championship ring here against the Bandits.
And here we go, first pitch underway, and on the mound is the Harvard commit Fisher. We saw her in the last 2 innings of the game. She got the save, or in the win. She get the save and the win in that one, since their starter Lenz went out there, gave up runs, wasn't qualified for the win as her team was down. So here we go. Up first for the Bandits is Annabelle Calouette. I'm Anthony Vendetti, your play-by-play announcer, alongside my partner, Tyler Holton, my caller and producer, and behind all the cameras, Timothy Xoydara. We are your crew from JHS Media. Honored to be here in West Roxbury, Massachusetts for a doubleheader here tonight. Celine Fisher on the bump. The Harvard commit, like I mentioned. That one has popped up. See if it will stay in play. And a foul out. Right there will be Courtney Lenz, the starter of last game, making the play in foul territory, and that's how the night will begin for the Bandits. So the pitcher now, Sophia Capiello, will come up to the dish for the Bandits. Here's the pitching matchup, and right there, Fisher starts off with an early strike on the corner. 0-1. Line to second and caught. Barreled up right there, but right at Whitney for the second out. That's kind of like a perfect, and MLB The Show right at the second baseman.
Line out, and Fisher moving this inning along real quick.
So up with stub number 27, the third baseman Maggie Carney, and just off the tip of Whitney, almost made a spectacular catch, but she will reach on that hit right there. I don't know what they're going to call it right there.
I think Score's putting single in the book there. Hard hit ball off the tip of the glove.
Yeah, definitely had to make a huge attempt to get that one. That was Maggie Carney. And now up to this is number 7, Juliana Capiello, but she is going to throw. She's going to reach on the throwaway by the shortstop. Gets all the way back to first. And I think they're going to rule that out of play, so runners will get one base. It'll be second and third now with 2 outs. I can't even get the names of the Bandits players out before they even hit the ball. That was Juliana Capiello, so 2 sisters on this team.
Fisher getting jumped on early. Hard hit balls, and a mistake there now by the shortstop leads to second and third here.
Now bring up Jillian Palmer, the second baseman for the Bandits. On the ground to short. Now one's going to get up the middle, base hit, 1-run scores. Right behind her is Capiello, but she's going to bluff and run at third. Now she's going to run down. Throw her to catcher. They're going to throw it back to third. No throw, and going to second is Palmer on the RBI single. And just like that, the Bandits are out to an early 1-0 lead.
And I'm hearing you a second late. I don't know where from.
Must be just the echo or maybe the laptop in front of us. But 0-1 right there on Molly McDermott, the catcher, on the swing and a miss. That one is fouled out of play and into the tennis courts. So 0-2 now on McDermott. So 0-2 on Molly McDermott. Let's see if Fisher can expand the zone here. And that one is going to be lined up the middle, base hit, 1-run scores. Palmer is going to bluff and hold at third. And going to second is McDermott. It's another RBI single for the Bandits, and they have a 2-0 lead.
And Bandits jumping on Harvard commit right away, showing that commit it's not scary to an 18U team.
Definitely not. Already up to a 2-0 lead. We saw the Impact 16U. They actually did get a run. And we're going to have a courtesy runner. If I can make out the jersey number, it's going to be Bella Sherman for the Bandits. She is the right fielder, but I guess she's going to go in as the courtesy runner. I'm kind of confused by that. She is in my starting lineup. I'm not really sure what's going on. That one is on the ground, up the middle again for a base hit. 1 run scores. The courtesy runner on our way to the plate. We're going to have a play, and it's not in time. A 2-run single right there for Adelina Stamen. And just like that, the Bandits are out to a 4-0 lead.
Surprisingly, ump gave her that one. Didn't slide into home, and most umpires would say, oh, you didn't slide, you're out. He gave her another run right there.
Yeah, she definitely, even like right there, she definitely should have slide, you know, maybe because that was really a bang play. Just missed the tag, but you got to really slide on that one. You know, that kind of made it a little bit too close. If she slid, I think it wouldn't have been close at all, but right there, got away with one, and Bandits have a 4-0 lead. And that one is lined right at Whitney right there for the final out. Definitely off the end of the bat, we could see Benjamin
Pointed
hands
right at
hurt
her
right
hands.
there. But just like that, the Bandits are out to an early 4-0 lead. We're going to go to the bottom of the first. Bandits 4, Impact coming to bat. Four runs for the Bandits in the top of the first, and the Impact has some work to do early. And leading it off will be Amelia Simmons, the center fielder, number 31. Now when you're down this early in the game, Tyler, right now you got to start stringing together some base runners, get on base any way you can, whether it's the walks or just getting some nice singles up the middle.
Hey, we did just see them come back down basically 4. They had 3 runs, but, I mean, let's see it again.
That one's on the ground to short. Over to first in time, so 6-3 put in the book. And Simmons on the first pitch goes down. So up will step Ava Bonanno. She definitely can show her speed on the bases if she can get on. You saw her take a lot of leads on the 16U Impact. Maybe she can try to swipe a couple bases right now. She can get on base. That one inside and low for ball 1. The starting pitcher for the Bandits is Sophia Capiello. And her catcher, Molly McDermott. That one is upstairs for ball 2. That one right down the middle, taken all the way for strike 1. So 2-1 count on Bonanno. That one just misses inside, and 3-1 on the 2-hole hitter. See, even getting an early base runner. Hitters count taken for strike 2. So hasn't swung the bat. Yes, this at bat. It's going to be a 3-2 full count here on the number 2-hole hitter, the right fielder for the Impact tonight. That one is on the ground to short as well. Gobbled and make the throw over. 6-3, put it into the book again. So 2 consecutive ground outs to short. There'll be 2 quick outs.
Well, not the start of an inning you want down 4.
Yeah, you're definitely right. When you're down 4-0, you want to start chipping away. But here is the Harvard commit, Fisher, trying to help herself after that tough first 4-run inning. See if you can try to spark a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the first. That one off the plate and hits her in the leg for a foul ball.
Trying to see a pitch she likes here. Put a swing on it and turn this.
All you can do right now is just start chipping away. That one is lined into left field, but right there making the catch is Ellie Benjamin for the 3rd out. 1, 2, 3 go the impact here in the bottom of the first.
Easiest play to make right there. I mean, one step in and it was right there in the glove. Impact have a tough first inning, but now need to turn it on here. Down 4, you can't give up any more runs.
Yeah, Benjamin hit it right on the, or Fisher hit it right on the screws to Benjamin, but couldn't hit it any better right to her. So end of 1, impact, down 4-0. So 4-0 Bandits lead here in the top of the second. 1, 2, 3 go the impact in the bottom. Now the Harvard commit really just trying to get some shutdown innings to give her offense a shot to get back into this game. You know, that first inning, it started with 2 quick outs. And after that, a single, and an error, an RBI, 2 RBI, and then a line out to finally end it. And what we've seen so far from the Bandits, they are very aggressive on Fisher. First pitch they see and they like, they take a hack at it.
Well, they've been swinging the bat well so far. I mean, swinging the bat got you 4 runs in the first.
Definitely don't want to change your hitting approach, especially when it's working already against the Harvard commit. As Bella Sherman, the right fielder, takes another ball for 2-1. Looking to continue the rally from the Bandits so far in this one. She takes high, 3-1. Now on Sherman.
Also, I think the 18U team here was probably trying to save Fisher until this game, but she had to come in early in the 5th of the last one.
Swing and a miss. Challenged her on the 3-1 count and gets her to miss. It'll be 3-2. And like Tyler mentioned, they did bring her in for that 16U game to try and close it out as Sherman goes down swinging for the first out. That's the first punch out from Fisher here tonight. So the 10-hole hitter, the center fielder, Eliana Grant, will come to the dish. First one at the letters for strike 1. Top of the order, already waiting on deck. Almost got Grant to swing at that one way out of the zone, but Grant holds back, and it'll be 1-1.
A little bit of a rise ball action there, getting right out of the zone, and she wanted to pull the trigger.
Right there, gets the rise ball right probably where she wanted it last pitch, and it'll be 1-2. Swing and a miss. Grant goes down swinging for the second out. That's 2 here in this inning. We saw Fisher close out the game with 3 straight strikeouts. And the top of the order, just like that, is back up. Annabelle Calouette, the shortstop. She grounded out to third base, she fouled out to third base back in the first. That's what led off the game. And then Sophia Capiello, the pitcher, waits on deck. She lined out to second. Ooh, a little shin music there on Annabella. Brushes her out the play. Will be 1-1. See a little smile right there from Fisher. Maybe they got away with. Probably got away from her.
That one to go up there. I mean,
never want to do that. 2-1 now on Calouette. That one is lined in the center field, going way back there and out of the reach of the center fielder, and will go to the wall. Pulling up at second base with a stand-up double is Calouette, and that's a 2-out double.
A little barrel out there and enough spin on it for it to drop for a double in between the left fielder and center fielder out there in that gap. Bounced right off the wall, and luckily it's kind of net out there. It's not even fence, it's a net out there, so the ball kind of just dies on the wall. Could have took a huge hop and shot right off the fence, but net kind of stops the ball instead of giving it a little more bounce.
Yeah, it's like last game when Fish hit a home run and for the 16U, and then going to third on the pass ball and getting there safely is Calouette, so mark that as a pass ball. But like I was saying, Sophie Fish, the 16U, she hit a home run. I did not even know that went out. What a play right there by Fisher, the comebacker. Retires Capiello. Well, she survives the 2-out double here in the top of the second. Bandits still hanging on to a 4-0 lead. We'll be going to the bottom of the second when we come back. Back here in West Roxbury Academy here in Massachusetts. I'm Anthony Vendetti, your play-by-play announcer, alongside Tyler Holton, my color announcer and producer. Timothy Xoydara behind the cameras. We are your crew from JHS Media. I advisor Mr. Reed tuning in right now. I want to shout out him. You know, we love Mr. Reed. He's done a lot for this club. But Bandits up 4-0 in the bottom of the second. If you're just joining us now, they scored 4 runs in the top of the first. After 2 straight outs, they scored 4 runs with 2 outs. So leading off for the Impact, Monica Kelly takes strike 1, the shortstop. She is the cleanup hitter. Takes that one high for ball 1. Want to say to our crowd next to us, the Bandits 18U club, they have a really good crowd. I think not a single seat is open over there.
Packed bleacher.
Literally have some parents standing up. That's how packed it is. As Kelly trying to make this a 3-run game. Misses right there on that drop ball. And it'll be 1-2.
Well, the approaches of hitters right now are probably, we need runs right now, but honestly, you'd rather see them shorten up and put some balls into play, singles, doubles, and then build up that run.
Exactly. You don't want to see that big swing right now in the bottom of the second, down 4-0. You just want to start chipping away, getting on base, shortening up, getting base hits up the middle any way you can. 1-2 on Kelly. Just upstairs, maybe just above the letters. It'll be 2-2.
Honestly, watching the pitcher from the back angle, looking down at our monitor feed here, you can really see what pitch she's throwing from behind. Maybe
that one is lined in the center field near the wall and making the catch right in front of the fence, or if you want to say the net, is Ileana Grant, and that'll be the first out. So a long, loud out for the first one here in the bottom of the second.
I mean, it's a good barrel there, and like I was saying, these hitters are probably picking up on what pitch she's throwing. She's really out there with her release. You can kind of see the spin she's trying to put onto the ball.
You know, anything that you can try to do as a batter to maybe try to see what the pitcher is throwing. You know, baseball, you can try to see, like, you know, maybe if they have an opening in their wedge, you can try to see the placement of the fingers.
A pitch grip, whatever it may be.
Or especially if you can get a runner on second, maybe you can try to see what pitch she's maybe forming. You can try to give the batter, you know, a sign or something. It's not considered cheating. It's just passing signs.
We saw Alex Cora do it against the Phillies a couple weeks ago.
Anything you can. That one clips the outside corner. Maybe looked a little bit outside, but maybe just clips it. It'll be 2-1 on at Paige Sellin, the catcher for the Impact 18U. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt.
Little drop ball action there.
That drop ball from Capiello has really been great so far. Everything in the dirt. Right where you want to do it. It's almost like a baseball changeup. You want to get it low, below the zone in the dirt. Get the hitters to swing over it and out in front. 2-2. Hit on the ground, back up the middle. Oh, what a play by the shortstop. Fires to first in time for the out. My goodness, what a play. That is Calouette at shortstop. Coming over, cutting across second base. Spin action and throws over to first and gets Sellin.
Flash the leather over the middle over there.
I thought she had no chance with that one. I thought that was going to be a base hit up the middle all day, but Annabella cuts over to second base and gets the out. So that will bring up Joey Whitney, the second baseman. Seen her make a couple plays here in this one. That one, high strike right there. And we 0-1. That's what Capiello has been doing best, getting ahead in the count and really trying to work in her off-speed pitches like the drop ball that's been working well for her so good today. There it is right there, and a ground ball at Calouette. Fires the first, and it's in time. And the side is retired. So 6 up, 6 down here in the first 2 innings for the Bandits. They still hang on to a 4-0 lead. We'll be back here from West Roxbury. Top third here in West Roxbury, Massachusetts. Bandits still hanging on to a 4-0 lead. And the part of the order coming up is the part that really hurt Fisher. 3 through 7 is due up. Well, 3 through 6 is due up. Or 3 through 5. But they have really done damage. A single, and a single.
See if they can continue that little streak they had. And
that one is popped up on the infield. Camping under it is Kelly making the catch for the first easy out. So Maggie Carney goes down on the pop-up to the infield. So Juliana Capiello steps up, the first baseman, sister of Sophia Capiello. Strike one on the inside corner. Capiello had a single to left field in the first inning. Was part of that big rally they had with 2 outs. Inside corner just misses. Maybe a little bit low and inside. Might have clipped it, but umpire had other thoughts. So 1-1 on the way. Now one is lined to third base and in foul territory, making the catch is Lenz for the second out. So 2 quick outs for Fisher here in the top 4, or top 3, I should say. So stepping up is Jillian Palmer. Little check swing Fouls it off to the left side.
Well, timing's there. Just got to finish the swing here.
Yeah, the timing was there. He did make some contact. Just finished the swing. Maybe had a base hit to right field. That one is low for ball one. One on one to Palmer. High 2-1. Palmer singled in the first inning, had an RBI. Second baseman in tonight's game. That one low in the dirt, 3-1. So hitters count coming to Palmer, who's already singled here in this one. That one is low, ball 4. So Palmer with a 2-out walk. Might spark something here for this surging Bandits offense. Now we'll bring up the catcher, Molly McDermott. She had a RBI single to center in the first inning. Palmer waits off first. That one is high for ball 1. So Fisher losing command of the zone right here. Try to put one in the zone. Get her rhythm back in. Swing and a miss, McDermott. Maybe try to fool Fisher right there. Maybe was sitting all the way, but McDermott really aggressive. 1-1. Upstairs for ball 2. Fisher's been missing high and low. Hasn't really missed inside or outside. Just been either in the dirt or high. That one right there for strike 2. So 2-2 with 2 outs. Palmer off first. 2-2 to McDermott. Swing and a miss on the high pitch. Fisher gets around the 2-out walk. They leave one on. 4-0 remains your score. We're going to the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third here from West Roxbury, Massachusetts. Bandits still up 4-0. It's been 6 up, 6 down for the Impact as their bottom 3 of the orders coming up. Emma Joyce, Courtney Lenz, and Abby Rosenfield. So Emma Joyce, the left fielder, will lead it off. Trying to generate some base runners right now. That's what the Impact desperately need. Capiello has been locked down on the mound so far. That one is low for ball 1. Sophia Capiello is the one on the mound. Her sister Juliana Capiello is at first. 1-0. Upstairs 2-0. And that's what you want to do. Work the count. Maybe get a mistake pitch and put it in play. In the dirt, 3-0.
That one definitely didn't get the gear. That one definitely hopped off her arm there.
Yeah,
hear the smack.
I didn't really hear any padding on that one. All I heard was just straight bone and skin, but it'll be 3-0. Let's see if Joyce can get a leadoff walk here in the third. And he does just that. A leadoff walk here in the third. Maybe that generates something for the Impact.
Patient at bat there. Keeps it at 0 outs.
So Courtney Lenz, with a runner on first, will come to the dish. She is the third baseman. She's already been busy with 2 fall-out catches. Going is Joyce. The throw down, not in time. A stolen base by Joyce. And, you know, that it did work out for them, but when you're down 4-0, you have to be very careful on the base paths, especially, you know, they mentioned down 4-0. You really want to save all your base runners. But great move by Joyce. 1-0 to Lenz. I want to just pop foul off the fence.
We would have had that catch. It was right at us.
Now that was a little pop-up right to us. Maybe
little Savannah Bananas ball.
Yeah, I know the Savannah Bananas. If you are in the crowd and you catch a foul ball, it's an out for them. It's really what makes the Savannah Bananas fun. It gives the fans a chance to really pay attention to the game and make some catches. That one's in the dirt, 2-0, or 1-1, I should say.
Impact looking to make some damage here with a runner in scoring position.
That one just low, 2-1. That was a drop ball that she tried to get Lenz to swing over, but Lenz saw it the whole way. Swing and a miss. That's going to be the third strike. I lost track of the count. That's going to be punch out number 1 for Capiello in this one. So up will step the first baseman, Abby Rosenfield. She was the courtesy runner in the last game. Swing and a miss on the outside drop ball. 0-1.
Little starter taking the spot of whoever was in her spot last year, or not last year, last game. Oof. The starting pitcher, she had, what, one at bat at the end of the game after she was already out.
Yeah, the funny thing is she scored after one of the pass balls, and then all of a sudden they made a move that she would come up. So she went from crossing home plate to going right back to home plate. There's a ground ball to third, but just foul.
Went home for a different reason, to taking at bat instead of scoring.
Yeah, she had to score and then immediately go get a bat and then had a hit. It almost gets one down the line right there, but stopping it was Maggie Carney, but it would have been foul anyway. 1-2. Grounded up the middle. Right there to make the play is Calloway for the second out, and she's really been a vacuum over there at short. She plays her position very well.
Little sacrifice there, and fielder's choice gets the runner at first, but now.
Yeah, the tying run is almost home. You just need a nice base hit to the outfield. 2 outs. You got Amelia Simons, the top of the order. Center field, she grounded out to short in the first inning.
I believe it's, what, 40 feet or 60 feet, something around that.
I want to say it's 60 feet. Baseball is 90. I want to say this is 60. First pitch to Simons is upstairs for ball 1. That one misses outside, 2-0. So lineup does turn over to the top of the order. Maybe they can try to generate some offense with 2 outs. That's what the Bandits did. That's how they score all their 4 runs, all with 2 outs. That one taken right down the middle for strike 1. Definitely taken all the way.
Well, need base runners here, down 4.
Two on the way to Simons. That one is punched into right field, and that one drops a base hit. Simons is on her way to second. And on the error by the right fielder. Finally, the Impact are on the board. It's now a 4-1 ball game.
Barreled up right there, right to right field, and drops in for a single, or a double, technically. And just what Impact needed to get on the board.
Game's never over till it's over. Now it's a 4-1 ball game. They've now cut it to 3. Here's Ava Bonanno. Now one is punched into right field. Back pulling, it's over her head, a base hit. Simons is rounding third and coming home. She's going to be upstanding. And it's an RBI single for Ava Bonanno. And just like that, that lead is cut in half. It's now 4-2.
Well, there's a bloop single now. Makes it an RBI. And Impact kind of turning this game around now with base runners and, well, a single, a double. Now, what can we do now at the plate to make this game tied?
Here's Fisher, the starting pitcher. That one's in the dirt, ball 1. And that's what you want to do. You get the bottom of the lineup. You got to get those runners on especially. And then that's when the top of the order can really do their damage. That's what Simons did. She put the ball in play, E9, and then Ava Bonanno, she gets the RBI single. And now Fisher gets a chance. Here's a ground ball to third. Gobbled up, thrown over across the diamond in time for the out. But the Impact score 2 here in the bottom of the third. They cut the lead in half. We're going to go to the top of the fourth. 4-2 ball game, folks. Back here in West Roxbury for the top of the fourth, we're your crew from JHS Media. I'm your play-by-play announcer, Anthony Vendetti, alongside my color and producer, Tyler Holton. Timothy Xoydara behind the camera, enjoying a pizza. Shout out to the Impact family for hooking us up with a pizza. You can see us. I don't know if you can really see us yet. Now you can see us back there. Better got on the way. So leading off will be Adelina Stamen. She had a 2 RBI single to center in the first. That one, she chases upstairs for strike 1, being really aggressive in this one.
Well, let Impact score 2. Now maybe coming out hot.
That one has popped up on the infield. Over there is Kelly, makes the grab. That's the first out here in the top of the fourth.
A lot of spin on that one. Read it well.
You know, I could say, right, the last inning we saw them deliver the pizza to us, and now Timmy is already digging into it. You know, he has to control the cameras, but
he's not taking any breaks. Yeah, as the camera's looking at third baseman.
How about third?
Wow.
Under the glove.
Perfect timing.
Lens.
Perfect timing, though. I mean, the camera's looking right at the third baseman. No movement there. Timmy's slacking off on the job over here.
Timmy's just enjoying some pizza, but that's going to go down as an E5 on Courtney Lenz. That ball went under her glove. So an E5, that will allow Ellie Benjamin to reach after she lined out to second. So up will step Bella Sherman, the right fielder. She struck out her first plate appearance, and she swings and misses on the first offering. That one in the dirt, ball 1. Still, we want to give, again, a big shout out to the Impact for allowing us to come down here. No, Tyler and Timmy have been taking some pictures. Now I get to come down here and do the broadcasting. We start to do the broadcasting, but absolute honor to be able to do this during the summer. School starting back up at the end of August, so we'll be doing our high school sports, starting with football, trying to improve with soccer and all those kind of things. That one is lined in the left field, a base hit. So Bella Sherman, after striking out her first plate appearances, responds with a single, and now it's first and second with 1 out.
Well, with them getting runners on first and second, and you mentioning school starting up soon, and Panthers football starts up soon against a huge across-town rival, North Providence.
I know, I'm excited. This is our first time doing football. We started our club during basketball season. There's a bunt attempt, and hold up. That actually would have been a good bunt, but it did hit her.
Hit her. The ball bounced back. She was still in the box when it hit her. She's going to have a strike now instead of being out. If she was outside of the box, that would have been an out.
You learn something new every day about softball. There's another bunt attempt down the third baseline. Oh, it just kicks foul. So 2 almost great bunt attempts just go foul. And now just like that, it's going to be 0-2 on Ileana Grant. She also struck out her first plate appearances. So now she has to protect the play here, try to shorten up, put something in play. Ooh, just misses the inside corner. That one did not miss by much. I think Fisher wanted that one, but it'll be 1-2. Swing and a miss. Outside heat to Grant, strikes her out, and that's going to be the second out. In the top of the order, Annabella Coet, who's been a vacuum at shortstop. She is 1 for 2, a foul out and a double.
Timmy is choking on pizza over here.
I know that pizza
eating a little bit too fast.
Pizza is pretty hot. We can smell it from here, and I know it definitely smells good. Definitely want to eat some after the game. Definitely hungry for some pizza right now. 0-1 in the dirt. You can see I don't know if you can see the fans next to us. They have gotten their blankets out. It is a little bit, chilly. Yeah.
Chilly for August 1st softball game.
Yeah, I think it's only about, I want to say high 50s is what it's supposed to go down to. I myself am getting a little bit cold. I know you and Timmy both got a bunch of hoodies, and that one's going to be fouled back and out of play.
Almost drilled one of the 16 huge coaches back there.
I think he tried to make a catch, but I think he lost it in the
second error by Mike back there. Oh no.
No, we've seen him make an error on the third base coach side, and now couldn't make the play right there. So 1-2 on Calouette. A big strikeout right here is needed for Fisher. Keep it a 4-2 ball game. The Harvard commit gets the sign and fires. Fouled right back here. Tyler flinching a little bit because we do have some PTSD of our high school softball. We had at our press box, we had like maybe 5 foul balls come up to our booth and actually hit me. Ground ball back to Fisher, snags it out of the air. Low throw, but gets it in time. So 2 runners are stranded for the Bandits. They have been scoreless through 3 innings. Only the runs in the first. 4-2 ball game. Impact looking to tie it. Bottom 4 here from West Roxbury, Massachusetts. Impact still trailing 4-2. They scored 2 last inning. Bandits have not scored a run since the first when they had 2 outs. Monica Kelly, the cleanup hitter, will lead it off. She flew out deep to center in her first plate appearance. If you don't hear Tyler Holton, he ran to take a quick bathroom break, so I'm going to fill in. First one upstairs for ball 1 to Kelly. Like I mentioned, Kelly with a deep fly out in the second inning. That one drove right back to the fence, or if you want to say the net. 1-0 to Kelly. Inside, ball 2. A little drop ball right there, but a little bit inside. Kelly, the shortstop for the team, gets the 2-0. Outside. Oh, and that one's called a strike. Wow, it looked like it was going to be a little bit outside, but may have clipped it. 1. That one is line foul. Exit velo on that one was very high, just a little bit out in front. It will be 2-2. And like I did mention, the little chills over here in West Roxbury. It is currently 64, but it does feel a little bit cooler, 63, a little bit of wind involved. So we see a lot of fans with their blankets out. Definitely a little chilly night here in August. Here's the pitch to Kelly. Now on his line to Calloway, and look at it. What a catch right there by Calloway. She has really been a vacuum over there at shortstop. Nothing gets by her, and that'll be the first out. So up is up Paige Saloon. She is the catcher in this one. She grounded out to shortstop her first plate appearance. Ground ball to third. Bobbled. Let's see if she can get a throw. Throw over. Just gets her in time. Wow. What a play by Maggie Carney. She lost the ball right there. Took a little bit to pick it up and still fired over there just to get Selling right there. And just like that, 2 quick outs.
Might need to make the call in New York on that one. That was close.
That was bang, bang all the way. Maybe just out by a half a step. So up will step Joey Whitney. She grounded out to short. Her first plate appearance. And the first one to her. In the dirt, ball 1. Sophia Campiello has been solid so far besides that little rocky third inning. That one called strike on the corner. Whitney, we saw her make some plays in the first game and in this one. That one is lined into right field, gonna drop for a base hit. So a 2-out single from Whitney. And maybe that will start something here for the bottom of the order.
Good piece of hitting there.
Yep, taking it the other way, right where the pitch is. You heard a lot of coaches say, take the pitch put the ball in play where the pitch is pitched. So when it's on the outside of the plate, take it to the right, inside, take it to the left. So 2 outs, and now bring up Emma Joyce. She walked, stole a base, and scored. First one is low. She led off the top of the third, or bottom of the third, where they started scoring the runs. Joyce with a line drive to center field and making the catch. On the run is Eliana Grant to retire the side. Capiano survives the 2-out single. The score remains 4-2. Bandits lead. We're going to the 5th inning. Top 5 here from West Roxbury, Massachusetts. A little chilly night. Sophia Capiello, the pitcher, will lead it off. She's 0 for 2 today with a line out to second and a ground ball right back to Fisher. Now I say chilly, it's kind of shocking. August night here in West Roxbury near Boston, Massachusetts. It's a little chilly night.
Feels more of a football night than softball.
Yeah, like a September Friday night lights, it feels like. But right now it's really cold, really like a cold environment for baseball, softball players. That one's fouled off the right side.
Unless you're playing in Boston in October, which then it changes.
Yeah, I know, especially here in New England, when the month turns to October, November, the temperature really starts to dip. Capiello takes a strike on the outside corner. So Fisher trying to retire Capiello as Fisher is 0 for 2 against her, so maybe trying to even it up. Fisher gets a sign and fires. That one is flied into right field. Camped under it and making the catch is Ava Benito for the first out. Want to look forward to tomorrow. We're going to be streaming some more games tomorrow morning, and I believe Sunday morning we're going to be doing that.
All day, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to have some competition here in West Roxbury for the 18U tournament.
Very busy day, and we're very excited for it. As first pitch to Maggie Carney is upstairs for 1-0. Definitely my first time seeing this travel impact team. There's a fly ball in the center. And making the catch is Simons for the second out. So 2 flyouts, one to the right field, one to the center field, and maybe spread the well. Maybe the left fielder will get one this time.
It is a righty. She could pull one. A little pull hitter, and it would be, outfield cycle there.
That one is fouled back into the tennis courts.
We're a little late, so maybe it won't be.
Yeah, Fisher does really throw some gas on the mound. Harvard commit. And from what I think you told me before the game, she has a 4.9 unweighted GPA. That is practically unheard of. That is insane. Ground ball right back to Fisher. Gets by her, but Kelly right there for the backup to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the 5th. 4-2 game. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Bottom 5 here from West Roxbury, Massachusetts. Impact still trailing 4-2. They have the bottom 2 coming up and then the top. First pitch in there for a called strike. Courtney Lenz, the third baseman, struck out her first time. She was the starter in the game versus the Impact 16U. 0-1. Drop ball just low for ball 1. You're down 2 runs. It's time to start getting some base runners together, just like that third inning. Turn the lineup over. Now one at the letters for a called strike. Lenz, I don't think like that call. Looked like you just clipped the letters, and it'll be 1-2. The pitch. That one's fouled off the left side.
A little bit of a defensive swing right there. I don't think she wanted that one, but may have called it before, and she put the defensive, little T-Rex.
That's what you want to do, protect the plate. Even if you have to do defensive swings any way you can to not go down looking. That one is fouled off back here. And it's going to remain 1-2.
Car, yes.
And it hits a car. No, I think I mentioned in the first game, the cars are not really that far parked away from the field, so foul balls are a possibility to get these cars. 1-2 to Lenz. Drop ball, hit in the left field, base hit. Great piece of hitting there by Lenz. The drop ball serves it the other way. And the leadoff runner on for the Impact. And that's what you want to do. Get the leadoff runners on, especially the bottom of the order, and then turn it over to the top of the order that can really do some damage. Up steps Abby Rosenfield. She grounded out to short. Courtney Lenz leads off first. Maybe see a runner in motion at some point. That one is grounded. Foul. Hits the batter's box. As much as Impact has only scored 2 runs. They've only struck out 1 time, and it was Courtney Lenz back in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So they definitely have been putting the ball in play. Haven't gone down looking or much swing and miss. That one is outside. Big lead over there by Lenz. Looked like she was trying to go.
Trying to get a throw down, maybe. Caught a little bit of a pickle. I mean,
they have stole a base. Emma Joyce stole a base in the 3rd inning. That set them up. That one is grounded. Foul again. Off the for foot, it looked like.
Plate. No, I think it was off the plate. Kind of just killed the spin for a little bit.
So now it's 2 strikes. Abby Rosenfield has to protect the plate with Lenz leading off first. That one is lined in the left, but right there to make the catch is Benjamin for the first out. Hit it right on the screws, but right there was Benjamin. So the top of the order now, Amelia Simmons will come to the plate. She grounded out and reached on the E9. That got her an RBI. That was a diving catch she tried to make. Let's see if Simons can put it in play. First pitch to her. That one is called strike at the letters. We see Lenz getting a big lead over there. Maybe trying to draw a throw or maybe try to steal a base at some point. Capiano gets the sign, delivers and fires. That one's upstairs, ball 1. Again, I keep seeing Lenz over there taking big aggressive leads. Maybe getting ready for anything put in play or maybe trying to swipe a bag. 1-1. In the dirt, great block there by McDermott. That saved Lenz from going to second, and it's going to be 2-1.
What a stop there by the catcher. Just good. Right down to the knees. And
that's what you want to see most from a coach. You want to see your catcher succeed, especially when it comes to blocking the balls in the dirt. And then again, another one in the dirt stop.
Scoop right there too on the block attempt.
Great stops right there by McDermott. It's going to be 3-1, so hitters count. Lenz leading off first. 3-1. That one is on the ground and in the right field, a base hit. Lenz is going to be held up at second. So a base hit the other way on the 3-1 count. And just like that, first and second with a tying run sitting on first base. And Beneno, who has already singled for an RBI, will come to the dish. So runners on first and second. Beneno, who, like I mentioned, already singled and has an RBI. She throws bunt, and it hits her. We've seen that 3 times already tonight.
Still in the box. Only at the strike.
That's the fortunate part for them. It's only a strike. You know, we've seen them put the bunt down a lot. But I think that drop ball has something to do with it. See if she shows it again. She doesn't, and she lines it in the right field. I might drop, and it's going to fall in no man's land, a base hit. Lenz is going to be sent home. They're going to have a play at the plate. Here's the throw, and it's dropped by the catcher. Lenz scores, and moving to second is Beneno. It's an RBI single, and just like that, it's a 4-3 ball game with the tying run 60 feet away.
Well, Impact takes a aggressive approach there, and catcher couldn't secure the ball, and the tag allows that runner to be safe. Now, the go-ahead on second here in the top of the 5th, and like I said in the last game, time limits looming.
Fisher, who's really due right now, inside for a ball. Fisher was struggling on the mound in the first inning, now looking to get some revenge. She's 0 for 2 today. She has a line out to left and a ground ball to third. 1-0. That one is lined hard in the left field, and it is off the wall. 1 run will score. Beneno right behind her. Fisher digging 3. She's going to make it a stand-up 2 RBI triple.
Hold on.
And Impact have the lead.
it's up to the ump if he calls that one out of play. And yep, she's going back to second. His hands went up on when she rounded second. It's going to be a technically out of play.
I didn't even see it go out of, didn't it hit the fence?
There's no fence out there, so as soon as it hits the concrete, it's out of play. So
Oh, so it definitely, all right, so it did go through the net. But nonetheless, Impact does take the lead on the 2 RBI double by Fisher, and she was due. I honestly thought that had a chance to go out. But now Kelly is pressing for more. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Kelly swings and misses. She swung for the fences right there.
and Fisher puts a swing on one at the right time.
That ball was crushed right down the middle for her. Kelly takes the ball outside. Fisher got a big lead right there.
And
Got to be careful right there.
I think the entire Impact 16U staff that is still here thought that one was way out of here.
I thought it was too. Just hit the net out there. And let's see if Kelly can cash the check right here. Kelly lines one in the left. And making the catch out there is Benjamin for the second out. That just missed that one. That was very close to going out. Maybe just a little bit under it. Fisher stays put at second. So Joey Whitney will come to the plate with a runner on second and 2 outs. Impact looking to add to their 1-run lead. Fisher definitely has the speed. In the dirt, great block there by McDermott. Whitney trying to cash the check with 2 outs and to expand the Impact lead. Right down the middle for her for strike 1. Or excuse me, this is Paige Sellen up. I kept saying it was Joey Whitney. I was looking ahead in the order. Joey Whitney is on deck. Paige Sellen, the catcher, is up to bat. See if she can catch the check. She is 0 for 2 today with 2 groundouts. That one is popped up to the catcher, and making the catch is McDermott for the 3rd out. But the Impact have taken the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. We're going to go to the top of the 6th. Impact 5, Bandits 4. Top 6 here from West Roxbury. Bandits lose their 4-0 lead. Impact now lead 5-4. Our outfield camera, unfortunately died. We're going to have that one replaced in a minute. So we're going to have this camera right here on your screen. Impact trying to keep their lead intact. That one on the ground. Kelly from the hole fires, gets her in time. Great play in the hole right there by Kelly for the first out. That was Jillian Palmer. Now Molly McDermott, the catcher, who is 1 for 2 today, RBI single and a strikeout. First pitch is misses upstairs. Again, our camera in the outfield that shows the pitcher and the catcher. Our battery died. We're gonna get that fixed for you as soon as possible.
Transmitter died? Nope. Transmitter died, not the camera. So, gonna have to make a
that one
switch
in the
out
dirt.
there.
Yeah, our cameraman Timmy Xoydara has to take a break from eating that pizza and his Twix bar to
Working
now
hard now.
fix that camera, burn off some calories. That one's fouled off to the left side by McDermott. What a game this has been so far. Top 6 here from West Roxbury. Bandits jumped out to an early 4-0 lead. Then Impact scored 2 in the top of in the bottom of the third, and then 3 in the bottom of the fourth. Or bottom fifth, I apologize. So what a game this has been. Let's see if the Bandits can finally get that hitting back. This one is flied into center field, and making the catch easily is Simons for the first out. Or excuse me, that is the second out of the inning. I keep losing track of the outs, trying to figure out our camera issues right next to us. Up steps Adalyn Stamen. First pitch upstairs. Stamen is 1 for 2 today. A single to center, 2 RBI single, and a pop-up to short. That one in there for a strike. That was gas right down the middle. One on the way. Check swing, no appeal. It's gonna be 2-1. What a night this has been so far. A little chill, but we're ready for the weekend as well. Ground ball right back to Fisher. Quick hands and retires Stamen. 1, 2, 3 go the Bandits here in the top of the 6th. We're gonna go to the bottom of the 6th. Impact trying to improve their lead. Bottom 6 for the Impact, up 5-4, trying to improve their lead and trying to close this out. 3 outs away from beating the Bandits, who jumped out to an early 4-0 lead. We saw the Impact make a comeback earlier against their 16U team. So Joey Whitney will lead off. She is 1 for 2 in this one. Single to right and a ground out to short. It'll be Whitney, Joyce, and Lenz here in the bottom of the 6th. Campiano still on the mound. First pitch upstairs. I'm your play-by-play announcer, Anthony Vendetti, joined by Tyler Holton, my color and producer, and our cameraman, Timothy Xoydara, running back and forth. He finally got our camera fixed, so you got the perfect view. We are your crew from JHS Media, honored to be here with the Blue Hills Impact softball team travel, 16U, 18U. We're covering it all. We're going to be here tomorrow as well. Here's a ground ball through the hole for a base hit for Whitney. 2 for 3 on the day. And the leadoff single here in the bottom of the 6th. Up to the plate will step Emma Joyce, who really sparked this offense with her walk, stolen base, and the first run scored of the day. See if she can continue. See her wearing a watch on. She shows bunt and doesn't get it down. The throw down, and it's going to be in time. What a throw by McDermott. Guns down Joey Whitney, and that'll be the first out.
And I think you know what I'm going to say. She slid. She was probably in there very easily.
Yeah, that's what they need to start doing. They had one down here at home plate, and now right there. You got to start sliding. Joyce popped up on the infield. She goes to the outfield.
And it's dropped in for a single.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even know it dropped in. I had an obstructive view. The umpire was in the way. I didn't even see that fell. But that's going to be a single for Emma Joyce. And she's 1 for 2 in the day, a walk, a line out, and now a single. So I don't really know if, even if Whitney was on base, I feel like she probably wouldn't have been out anyway because the ball was right there. Courtney Lenz steps to the dish, 1 for 2 in this game, shows bunt, pulls back. Joyce on the move. She was not covering second, and that may have costed the impact right there of a stolen base, and Joyce has her second stolen base of the day.
Slid right into the base, and with it being turf, the bases aren't inside of the ground, so they will slide with you.
Pitch the Lens. Inside and high for a ball. Well, Joyce, she's really been a force on the bases. Like I mentioned, she's really the one that sparked it. She had a walk and stole a base, and right there, gets a single and immediately steals. Lenz takes a called strike right down the middle. Courtney Lenz, 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout today. In the offering. That one is punched into left field, and it's going to fall in foul territory. Again, we're going to be covering the games here tomorrow. Going to have an action-packed full Saturday and Sunday. And we're very excited for that. Pitch to Courtney. That one is called strike right at the top of the zone, painted by Capiello. And that's going to be the second out.
95th pitch. It's a strikeout.
And so she only had, despite, her throwing her electric drop ball, she only has 2 strikeouts today. And Abby Rosenfield steps into the dish. She's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a line out. That one top of the zone for a strike. We've seen that call a lot today, the top of the zone. Really been the key for the Bandits pitcher here today. 0-1. Just low. Goes from the top of the zone to the bottom and just misses with that one.
And that one might have been on the catcher. Kind of stabbed down at it, and maybe if she came through that ball and framed it, it would have been a strike.
You're definitely right. Framing definitely takes away something. Ground ball to Calouette. Throw to first in the dirt and can't make the scoop. Over there is Capiello, so E6 right there by Calouette. With her arm and her glove today, very rare for her to make an error.
And like I was saying in the first game, we're on turf. It will play very true to the bounce, and kind of just didn't expect that ball to die like that.
Yes, fans, if you not really getting what we're saying, turf and grass playing in a baseball, softball field is very different. You can never tell what bounce you're going to get with turf. It could just take like a big hop on you or just not even hop at all and just die. But she did make the play, but couldn't get the throw there. Simon steps up. She takes a called strike. She is 1 for 3 today. She grounded out, reached on the E9 and RBI, and she has an RBI single and 2 runs scored. 2 outs with a runners on the corners. See if you can catch the check. That one just low. And you can see Simons every time after a pitch, she always takes a very big jump out of the box. Goes way out. Maybe tries to reset herself to get ready for the next pitch.
Thank God there's no pitch timer.
No pitch clock here in travel softball. That one upstairs, 2-1. If you're just now joining us, Impact 5, Bandits 4. Bandits jumped out to an early 4-0 lead. Impact scored 2 in the third inning and then 3 in the bottom of the fifth. That big 2-run double by Fisher is really what changed the game. Call strike on the quarter to Simons, and it'll be 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth. Simons looking to cash the check right here and improve the Impact lead so they can try to close this game out. They're 3 outs away. That one outside, full count. So Abby Rosenfield on first will be off. Big pitch coming right here. Bonino waiting on decks. That is the least batter that she just wants to face. Line drive. Oh, almost hits the first base coach.
He's wiggling over there. He's like, okay.
Watch
That
your
one
lips
came
over
out.
there.
That one came out hot.
So we'll do it again on 3-2. Simons singled her last at bat to right field. She really likes to go the other way. Runners on the corners. The payoff. That one is in the right field, but foul. Has that opposite field approach. I really like that approach. Always try to go the other way. Especially from a leadoff hitter. Get on base. That's the job of the leadoff man. So again, fighting off some tough pitches. Capio really battling. What's it gonna be here on 3-2? The pitch. Grounded to third. Bobbled. Kicked around and beating it out is Simons. Marking in the book as the E5 and an RBI. And the Impact now have a 6-4 lead.
Well, Impact offense coming around late again.
And now Ava Bono, who has 2 singles today and 2 RBIs, really can improve this lead, taking all the way for strike 1. She singled to right field in both plate appearances, and then her ground out to short in the first inning. She's been a force at the plate and on the bases, trying to increase the Impact lead. That one low, saw it all the way. Be 1-1. In there for a called strike, right down the middle. Right there for her. And it'll be 1-2. So Campineto trying to work out of this to give her team a shot. Only down 2. The pitch. That one is grounded. Bobbled again. And no play. Another error for Calouette. And the bases are juiced for who other than Celine Fisher. Bases loaded. She almost had a home run her last plate appearance.
Oh, last at bat saw a laser beam at the fence. Maybe this one goes over.
Yeah, it'd be a big time right here. The Harvard commit looking for a grand slam. First pitch. That one is grounded to third. This time fielded cleanly and throws over and gets the out.
She might blame us for that one.
Yeah, the good old announcer's jinx right there. Fisher just gets on top of it and leaves the bases loaded. But the Impact add another run. They are 3 outs away from closing this one out. We will return for the top of the 7th. 3 outs to go here in the top of the 7th. Impact, we're down 4-0 at one point in the game, and now we're up 6-4 and 3 outs away from clinching this one to cap off a 2-0 night.
Well, the 18U Impact's looking to close out a win, and the Sox over in Fenway have a runner on first and second with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, looking to close their game out.
That'd be a big win against Houston right there, you know. Tyler, Red Sox fan, myself, a Yankee fan. That division race is always fun. That one is fouled off into the tennis courts. It'll be the bottom 3 for the Bandits here. Benjamin, Sherman, Grant. And like we were talking about our baseball talk, you know, Tyler, big-time Red Sox fan. Me, big-time Yankee fan. So that division race, always fun to do. Always have a big rivalry in our media group chat. You know, we have 2 Yankee fans, 2 Dodger fans, and then 2 Red Sox fans.
Tell you where the Dodgers fans come from, I don't know.
Well, if I were to guess, it'd be Shohei Ohtani and just winning a ring. That one up the middle, off Fisher. You see if Kelly can have a throw, and he's just going to be able to eat it. So an infield single off Fisher.
Off the foot.
And the leadoff runner is on. So the tying run is coming to the plate. Bella Sherman, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Just try to get on base, especially against the Harvard commit. I believe you have a pinch hitter up for Sherman. That one is on the ground to second, might be 2. There's 1. Kelly on the first. Not in time. But a great effort there by the Impact, getting the lead runner. And that will be the first out. So Ileana Grant will come to the plate. She is the number 10 hole. The top of the order is Lumen on deck. The bunt, it gets down, but no, it's foul.
I don't think we've seen a bunt go fair yet.
I know every bunt we've seen is either hit the batter's box or gone just foul. And that is just tough luck when it comes to softball. So Impact bunt defense is on. Swing and a miss by Grant. Oh no, we have another pinch hitter. It is now number 9. That one in the dirt. So we have 2 consecutive pinch hitters. Top of the order is Lumen on deck. Swing and a miss. Blew it right by number 9. That's a second out. And the Impact are 1 out away from clinching it. And the top of the order, Annabella Calouette, who has made 2 errors, trying to help herself. First one, outside corner, clips it. 0-1, 2 strikes away. Fisher trying to finish it out. That one in the dirt, gets by. On her way to second. Ooh, a little bit close right there. She kind of pulled up and didn't even slide, but she will get the second on the pass ball.
Fisher just reaching her 90th pitch there with that one.
Fisher really working hard on this one. That one outside corner again for a strike. And the Bandits are down to their final strike. Fisher trying to finish it off, get the win. Here's the pitch. That one is popped up back here. And it's going to hit the fence. Almost came our way, but a little bit to our right. And the at-bat will continue. A bunch of the coaches a little laughing about each other. But nonetheless, Fisher 1-2.
Couldn't make the play back behind us.
The pitch upstairs, trying to get her to chase. It'll be 2-2. Fisher looking for that punch out. The Harvard commit reaches in for the sign, delivers, grounded to first. Can they beat it to the bag? Yes, they will. The Impact, we're down 4-0 at one point in the game, and they walk away on top with a 6-4 W to finish out a 2-0 night, beating the 16U Impact and now beating the 18U Bandits. What a game that was, and what a game from the Harvard commit, Sophie Fisher.
We continue to defend that championship from last weekend here in West Roxbury, now 2-0 and the top seed, technically because no other teams have played yet.
Now they do the good game, great sportsmanship by both squads. What a game this was, and what a great 2 games we saw here tonight. We saw 2 comebacks from the 18U Impact. What a game it was, and we can only just thank the Impact for allowing us to come out here. You know, like we have mentioned earlier, Timothy and Tyler have been up here taking some pictures, and now we're up here streaming, broadcasting. We'll be up here tomorrow and Sunday for an action-packed full weekend games slate. So we're definitely excited for that. And what great 2 games we had tonight, Tyler. That's all I got tonight.
Well, and see you bright and early tomorrow morning here in West Roxbury for the rest of the Battle of Boston tournament here in the 18U division.
Yeah, very early morning. We have to be here 6:30, and we live in Rhode Island, so it's an hour drive from here. So we're going to be a very early morning. Yep. Well, that's going to do it all from West Roxbury here from the Blue Hill Impact Blue Academy Field. I'm Anthony Vendetti, your play-by-play announcer, alongside my partner, Tyler Holton, our color announcer and producer, Timothy Xoydara behind the cameras. We're your crew from JHS Media. We cannot thank the Impact enough for letting us come out and stream. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow morning.